Brother David, nice to have you here. We are so happy to be able to see you and listen to your voice. Where are you now?
I'm so happy to be with you. I wish I could be with you in person, but at least I can be in this way, and that is wonderful. I'm so grateful for what you're doing. It's just incredible. And so I want to express my appreciation that way.
Good, good. I'm also outside Argentina, but there are more than 160 people all together having a great weekend retreat. And so listening to your message will be a very nice experience, Brother David. So you know that the main topic of the retreat is about how we can move from our I identity to the we identity.
There is an enormous force in we thinking, in community. There's an enormous force. And that needs to be harnessed, that needs to be used. And I couldn't think of a better topic than the one that Lizzie and her team has chosen for this retreat. The power of we. That is exactly what we need to face the future. And the great task is to move from I thinking to we thinking. And it is so new to most of us, this we thinking. Yes, in a general way, and when we talk about it, we might think, yes, I'm aware that we need to be all working together and so forth. But that is not enough. It's more than a we thinking. It is a we consciousness. It is a consciousness. Before we think of I, we need to think of we. And because we also need to be able to answer people who ask us, why is this so important? And the answer is very simple. Our human community, all of us as a human race together, are today confronted with enormous problems, life or death questions, life or death decisions and tasks. And we can fulfill those tasks only if we work together. And we are not yet prepared to work together. So what we have to learn, because of the situation in which we find ourselves, is think first of we and then of I.
Good, but can you give some examples of, because for me it's clear the I feel the I very strongly. And I know that the human race evolves from primitive states of consciousness where the tribal experience was the most important aspect of their lives. They behave as a tribe, okay? But probably 10,000 years ago, the human race evolved in some way and start having this sensation of identity, okay? And to identify our uniqueness. And it appears that that process, which is really important, because identifying ourself as an individual with our unique conditions are really important, because if we don't do that, we will not be able to express our powerful that we have, our uniqueness. No, we are the only ones that can be ourselves. So that is very important. But how we can go back to the we? But going back to the we, also respecting the I, no? Because we cannot cancel the I.
That is the central question. And the answer is we cannot go back. There is no way back in the development of consciousness. It is all a way forward, and it is actually the step from I thinking to rethinking is at this moment the most important step forward. But when we look back, you are absolutely right. It was a great accomplishment that we liberated ourselves and have this sense of individuality. It cost us very much, and it was a very important step forward in our development of consciousness. But now we have gone too far. We have gone so far that we are alienated and lonely and splintered. The humankind is splintered up. We have no shared power anymore. And so each one of us feels alienated, and that we have to overcome by not losing anything of what we have achieved, not losing all that is good about individuality, but going forward and now, in a new way, becoming aware of our community, of our we. And we can check that in our thinking. For instance, when you think of what is a human being, what does it mean to be human? Even the way I formulated it, I said, a human being. That is the way we think about it. But human is humankind. That should first come to our mind. And we can actually train ourselves. We can consciously train ourselves to think human family. Families may be easier an approach. The human family. We are all one family.
But Brother David, I feel that it's not only we thinking, it's we being, because the thinking is an expression of something more internal, no, more transcendental, no. If I can think on the others, but if I do it not feeling that I belong to that bigger reality, I will not be able to express naturally and genuinely that we being, no?
I said that before. It's not a matter of thinking. It's not in the head. It is in the heart. And you said we being. Of course, that is a given reality. We don't have to contribute to that.
Exactly.
But a we awareness. So awareness is a great deal more than just thinking. Implies an awareness of our interdependence with one another. And this interdependence is the reality of we. And to be grateful is a first step that easily leads to we-awareness, but it doesn't automatically lead there. Nothing in life is automatic. We have to work on it. We have to consciously engage in it. And that is our great task at this moment, learning for ourselves, each one of us, this we-awareness. Not unlearning our awareness. We can't unlearn that anyway. It's very deeply ingrained in us. But in addition or overarching or embracing it, we need to become aware of we, first of all, first we.
Yeah, that you almost answer the question that we already made for you. That it's obviously all this we awareness needs to be developed. No, it probably is in our genes, is inside our nature, but we don't. We need to learn how to. In the same way we learn to read and write, or mathematics. In some way we need to learn how to be aware of the we. So what I understand is that the practice of gratitude is the golden rule to accomplish or to achieve this we consciousness. No, Brother David?
Right, gratitude is the way, but we need to work on it, as I said. So there are quite specific things that we can do every day. For instance, we can plan in our daily activities that while we are grateful for this or that, we think now in how many ways the gift, whatever it may be, connects us and unites us with all others. Even if you just look at the things that you wear, at the clothes, and ask yourself how many millions of people and all over the world were necessary to bring you the various materials that you are wearing, to plant the fibers, the cotton, or to grow the sheep, or the wool, or whatever it may be, or if it's synthetic material, people are inventing and producing the synthetic material. That we take our time and think, for instance, starting with our dress, with our clothes, how we are really embraced and inside of a big embrace of millions and millions of people whom we will never meet, or of whom we ever know the names or anything. And the same we can do with the things that are on our plate. It's a beautiful way of giving grace at meal, before the meal, to think of the different things that are on the plate and where do they come from, who has grown them, who has transported them, who has harvested them, transported them, who has cooked them with much love. All that has gone into this food, and we incorporate it now in ourselves to give ourselves strength to pass on that love. But if we consciously think of, so the dependence, the interdependence, that is a step towards we-thinking, or we-awareness. Another way of it would be that we catch ourselves every time we say a word or a sentence that divides, that is in any way divisive, that is in any way expressive of the attitude we and they. Think about it, how deeply it is ingrained in myself, this I and they, we and they. There is no we and they. We are all we. There is only one we. And every time we catch ourselves saying something that deepens that gap, because every word that we say that expresses that we and they reinforces it. And so immediately we can correct ourselves, or all the more so if we say something against the others, making the other one bad. It may be perfectly true what you're saying, it may be perfectly true that the other one is doing this wrong and that wrong, but that's us. We all belong together. It's just another member of the family. And let's try and formulate it in such a way that will make it better, that will heal the rift. Always saying healing things. And that goes then a step further, another practice, that one doesn't only interact through words, much we interact through gestures and looks, and so consciously, at least once a day, smile at somebody. We call it a winning smile,
Winning
smile. So every time you smile, you're winning something over. You're winning somebody to the we. It wins.
Yeah, it's
The
true.
we grows through smiling, And
Yeah.
Thich Nhat Hanh, the great Buddhist teacher, was always saying, smile, smile, smile. And he was making smiling a real practice. And I have to practice that myself. When I don't remind myself, I find myself making this grumpy face. And smile, I said to myself. So those would be steps in this direction. Anything that unites. And of course, hugging. Some people do it very well, especially in Argentina, I think. Not a big problem, but to cultivate it consciously, a hug that does not hold and limit, but a hug that expresses we are one, and not only the two of us, everybody is one.